Write down all of the factors of 18. So when it comes to writing factors, we need to find numbers that divide into it perfectly. Okay, so I look for factor pairs. All right, I pair up the factors because it's a much easier approach. And I always start with 1 because 1 divides perfectly into every number. So 1 is always a factor. And I think of its partner. So how many times does 1 go into 18? Well, it goes into 18 times, doesn't it? 1 times 18 is 18. So I've got 18 as a factor as well. That divides into it perfectly. Once I've dealt with 1, I look at the next number, 2. Does 2 go into 18? Of course it does. 18 is an even number, so 2 goes into 18 9 times. Okay, 2 times 9 is 18. So then that gives me my factor pair of 2, which is 9. And of course then 9 is a factor as well, yeah? Because 9 goes into 18 2 times. Okay, so I've dealt with 2, then I go with 3, and I ask myself, well, does 3 go into 18? And it does. Okay, 3 goes into 18, if you go through 3 times table, 6 times. Okay, so you can see there the factor partner of 3 is 6. Okay, so I've got another factor then of 18, which is 6. Okay, because 6 goes into 18 3 times. So I've dealt with 3. 4, well, 4 doesn't go into 18 perfectly. Okay, here's the remainder. 5 doesn't, neither. 6 does. 6 does, however, I've already got 6 here, haven't I? So if I wrote 6, I'd just be repeating the process, because I'd say 6 times 3. So once I start repeating, I'm done. And here are my factors. So if we list them out in order, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Okay, in B, write down the value of 7, and then we've got that little number there, that little power, right? The exponent there being 2. Okay, so what we're trying to work out here is 7 squared. Now, 7 squared, quite simply, means that you times 7 by itself. Okay, so you do 7 times 7. That's what 7 squared means, and 7 times 7 is 49. Now here we've got the square root of 81. Now, in a sense, this is the reverse process of what we've done here, because here we times the number by itself. Here we need to think, okay, what do you times by itself to get to 81? Okay, so we are rooting it to go back to that original number. What do we times by ourselves to get 81? Well, if you know your tables, we know that 9 squared is 9 times 9, of course, which is 81. So the square root of 81, okay, is 9. A multiple of 6 between 15 and 21. So we need the 6 times table. So 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 6 is 18. So 18 will do, yeah? And a prime number between 25 and 30. So you just need to consider those numbers between 25 and 30, okay? And 29 will be the prime number there, okay? Because if you think about 29, it's only got 2 factors, yeah? 1 and itself, 29, and that's the definition for a prime number. It needs to have exactly 2 factors, and we've got 2 factors there, and there's no other factors. Okay, if you consider all the other numbers, for instance 28 has got more than 2 factors. You've got 1 28, but you also got 2 that divides into 28, 14 that divides into 28, 7, 4 divide perfectly into 28. Okay, so 28 is no good, but 29 in this case is perfect. It's a prime number because it's only got 2 factors.